Whoever was doubting Arsenal's efforts to take the Premier League, you might have been disproved by the board of Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, because it looks like they are in for fixing any loose end at their club. First and foremost, they brought in Jakub Kweya as a left back and a right back. As a left back and a left-footed defender who plays on the left side of the central defense. They brought in Leandro Trossard, and obviously they are in for Caicedo. And you know that very well that earlier today we brought you a story that Arsenal have made a £60 million bid for Caicedo, and obviously it has been rejected by a side known as Brighton. That's the first story we are going to go ahead and really tackle onto this channel that is known as Rokani Media Football. Welcome to this channel. How are you guys? Rokani David is my name. The other story is really very much annoying and frustrating to Arsenal fans all over the world. It's Emily Smith Rowe. Again, he looks like he has gotten a thigh injury. He has not been pictured in the squad of Arsenal that traveled in Manchester yesterday to play against Man City today. And lastly, we are going to be here to talk about how Arsenal players have really prepared themselves for the game of Man City today down in Manchester. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. We've hit 11,000 subscribers, and let's go ahead and really continue to hit 12,000 subscribers. How do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. No sooner had Fabrizio Romano tweeted that Arsenal have made a submission of their first bid of £60 million, then Jacobs Ben took to his tweet and really told us that Arsenal have now bid for Moses Caicedo £60 million, as Fabrizio Romano first reported, is still below Brighton's valuation, but those close to negotiations feel it's unreasonable for Caicedo to be valued higher than the initial fee real paid for Chiomini. Now, when I saw this, I knew that the bid is going to be rejected. That's it, because Duncan Castles of the Times came out and told us that he's valued between £75 million and £100 million. That's how much a team called Brighton values Caicedo, Moses. So, as things stand, the bid has been rejected, and after that, it was one of the top tier journalists known as David Austin who took onto his tweet and told us that Brighton and Hove have rejected a bid of £60 million fixed from Arsenal for Moses Caicedo. Arsenal targeting Ecuador's international to strengthen midfield, plus interest remains, despite Brighton insisting that 21-year-old is not for sale. That is after Fabrizio Romano posted it, and David Austin came out through and really said the bid has been rejected. As things stood, you expected the bid to be rejected because Brighton need more money from Caicedo. Trust me, Caicedo is one of the best CDMs in the Premier League, and he's 3-in-1. He's 3-in-1. He can play as a CDM, he can play as a box-to-box midfielder, he can play as a central attacking midfielder. That is Caicedo for you. 21 years of age. I think even if he's valued £100 million, I think the resale value is really up, and his longevity at the club of Arsenal will be really high all long, because look, 21 years of age, you sign him. I believe it's better than Declan Rice. If you put Declan Rice and Caicedo, I go with Caicedo, and I've gone ahead on several occasions to tell you that Caicedo, Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Enzo Fernandez, who else was in that queue? Onana. Declan Rice comes last, if at all I'm a person looking at this, because Declan Rice will go for £80 million. That's what West Ham is calling for. But he's 24 years of age, and he's nowhere near what Caicedo does. When you look at Caicedo play the game of football, he's a natural. Declan Rice looks like he's a blackboard CDM, according to me. That's how I can really call him, because he does basic things. There is nothing unbasic he does. You get? Usual things is what he does. But Caicedo is really a breed of pure talent from South America. And here, as a United fan that really works on this channel, that brings Arsenal news, Chelsea news, and other news into this channel, I really feel bad, because Caicedo was up for grabs at £9 million. £9 million from Ecuador. United scouted him first. And if I told United, I would have gone ahead and paid that amount of money, £9 million. After paying that amount of money, I go all out and loan him. So Brighton got him and loaned him, and now he is one of the best CDMs in the world. That is like 2 years later, because this story broke in the December of 2020. That's it. And I think Caicedo came to the Premier League in 2021. Not so? So I believe that Caicedo is the best amongst all those. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, I rank them first. Then Zubimendi comes next. Onana comes next. Declan Rice comes last. And I believe Arsenal are really blessed. You know, going in for Declan Rice is good, but getting the best out of this player that goes by the names of Caicedo is the best deal that Arsenal would ever make. But I believe Arsenal won't really put the guns down. They'll go in and really go in for this player because they are desperate to land a midfielder, arrive at London Colney and Emirates. Reason being, El Nini is injured. Thomas Partey, you can't rely on him. He's unreliant. So they have to go ahead and really get that deal done and dusted. Now, CBS Sport also came and told us that Brighton have rejected Arsenal's $74 million bid. That is £60 million for midfielder Moses Caicedo. CBS Sports understands this comes after the club declined Chelsea's $67 million bid. The Segals are holding firm on the position that they have no intention to sell Caicedo in January. Now, holding firm that they can't sell Caicedo in January, that is just a trick to go on and call in for more funds from Arsenal and maybe calling for bid war between Arsenal and Chelsea. Reason being, all for the reason that Brighton know they're a selling club. They don't have the strength. They don't have the levels, and they don't have the nerves to say no to a deal from a top team like Arsenal or Chelsea or Manchester United when they are interested in their player. Obviously, they are going to sell Caicedo. And trust me, as it is now, they are already looking in for a replacement, and they knew that this was going to happen. That's why Caicedo changed his agent like 2-3 weeks ago. I think 2-4 days ago, because he knew that the agent he had couldn't materialize or manufacture his transfer from Brighton to the teams like Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. So he changed a new agent who is really experienced. Then everything looks like he has gone ahead to materialize, and Arsenal have come out to make a £60 million bid. What is really affecting Arsenal into this bid is, or in this transfer and deal, is simple. Them making a bid of £80 million for Mikhailo Modric. I believe a team called Brighton is going to go ahead and really call in for £100 million because I really saw a story that said Brighton value Caicedo at £100 million. Valuing Caicedo at £100 million, it's no brainer. It's not something that should go ahead and really haunt everyone and surprise everyone, because Caicedo is playing in Brighton and has been playing the Premier League for like 1.5 seasons. He has proven himself. He has won midfield battles against those so-called huge and top CDMs in the world. Now, if Enzo Fernandez is valued at £100 million by Benfica, why doesn't Brighton call for that amount of money too? Because they are almost in the same wavelength. That's it. And they are the same. But Caicedo has a more physical attribute that is tailor-made for the Premier League than Enzo Fernandez. They all play as CDMs. They can play as box-to-box midfielders. They can play as central attacking midfielders. They have the same qualities. So I believe the owners of Brighton will reflect to Enzo Fernandez and say, all right, if we mirror this, why don't we go in for £100 million? Obviously, I believe that's going to be the case for a side known as Brighton. They'll call in for £100 million, or between 75 and £100 million. That's what Arsenal is supposed to cough to see to it, that they're really getting a player called Caicedo. But Arsenal are not resting. They are really planning for a third raid. That's it. Now, Tom Anhalt, football journalist for the Times, has told us that Arsenal have had a £60 million bid for Moses Caicedo rejected. Brighton insisting he's not for sale. Arsenal will now consider whether to increase their bid or turn to other targets, with Real Sociedade's Martin Zubimendi also of interest. Trust me, unless otherwise, there is a team that is going to come out and really take over a player called Caicedo. But if it does not happen that way, Arsenal are going to cling onto this deal because we are left with how many days? 27th, 28th, 29th, 5 days left for this transfer window to close. That means Arsenal are really going to push and push and push and push. By the time we get through the weekend, I believe Arsenal would have gotten this deal done. Talking of Zubimendi, I think Zubimendi doesn't want to leave Real Sociedad this season. He wants to leave Sociedad in the summer. So I see no way Arsenal are going to get Zubimendi unless otherwise Arsenal will opt for Onana and others. But I believe they want Caicedo. And the moment they've made that bid of £60 million, I think they are going to sign Caicedo. One thing that I've always reminded you the viewers of Rokani Media Football, remember, Arsenal have bought 2 players from Brighton. The first one was Ben White at £50 million. The second was Leandro Trossard at £21 million. What does that mean if at all they've gone in the same team to get a third player there? They have good relationship with Brighton. And trust me, they'll get this deal done. The moment they really made this bid, that means they had already made the aftermath. They had already tested the waters, how shallow they are, meaning that they knew this deal was going to happen. As I've told you, the only way this deal won't go in the favor of Arsenal is when a team comes in and hijacks it and gives out ridiculous money that Arsenal doesn't want to offer. But don't expect the Mokalo Modric situation to happen into this deal because Arsenal are willing not to lose a battle again to Chelsea. Reason being, Chelsea is the only team that is here in the Premier League trying to really come up and really pay money for Caicedo, having made a bid of £55 million rejected. Now, Arsenal's gone in for that of £5 million more, but they are adamant they want more money. Between 75 and 100 million pounds, that's when we'll see a deal of that really get done. Now, the manager of Brighton, De Zerbi, today he has held a press conference. Remember, they are playing Liverpool tomorrow in the FA Cup 4th round, and he had the following to say about a bid of Moses Caicedo. De Zerbi on £60 million bid from Arsenal for Moses Caicedo. He said, he's only focused on Brighton. I understand he has the chance to go to a very big team, but I hope he can stay with us until the end of the season. My opinion is that is the best solution for him and us. Now, trust me, De Zerbi also is eating his own words. The first time Liverpool was in for him and Chelsea, he thought that his statement was indicating he's not sure whether they can keep this man at their club. Now, he's talking of them not wanting to sell the player, but the player wants to go, and Arsenal have come in with huge money. You can't reject it. So, with De Zerbi being a very good coach and Brighton having very good scouts, I think they have already identified a replacement of Caicedo. Now, when you look at Caicedo, they're playing against Liverpool tomorrow. Will he be fielded into that game of football? We are waiting to see, because if he's fielded in the game of Liverpool, then that means they might be standing on their word that the boy is not for sale. If at all they don't include him into the match squad, then that will be a confirmation that Caicedo is on his way out of Brighton. Is he going to really go ahead and say, I'm not staying here, I want to go? Then we'll be waiting to see what is going to be happening from that deal. So that's all about Caicedo, and we are here to let you know that the boy wants to leave, and the team called Brighton is adamant and standing on their words that we are not letting him go. But when money knocks on the door, trust me, everyone will accept and resell the player, because you never know what is Caicedo going to cost in the summer. So if they get you £70 million like Arsenal, because I know they're going to revise their bid, why don't you let them take the player? Because you would have made a lot of money from Cucurella, £65 million, Trossard, £21 million, that is 86. When you add on 70, that is close to £140 million from a sale of 3 players. And in the summer, McAllister is also going to be out for the same amount of money. So it shows you that Brighton is really a very good team to really get themselves into where they deserve to be. Now, bad news for Arsenal fans all over the world. Emily Smith-Rowe is out of Arsenal's FA fourth round tie with Man City due to a thigh injury picked up during training, but it's not thought to be serious, with his absence from the squad described as precautionary. Who is reporting this story? Because you might say, Rokani, you might be lying. This is a correspondent of Arsenal for the Evening Standard. He's being fed in by the club. Emily Smith-Rowe underwent a surgery in September, been out for close to 3-4 months. He returns. He even played some minutes in the game of Oxford and some other games of Arsenal. This time around, he gets a thigh injury. Though not talk to be about serious, but I don't know what's wrong with Emily Smith-Rowe. Very good player, promising. And this is when you need a player like Emily Smith-Rowe, if at all you are Arsenal, because there are games that he's going to come out and decide by himself. Why? He's the most direct player that Arsenal have. He cuts from outside the left attacking midfield area or position, and he scores goals. He has assists on him, and his work ethic is really undoubted. Arsenal fans were all excited. You are having Trossard, you are having Martinelli and Emily Smith-Rowe in that position, meaning that that is fully covered, and you are having options all over the pitch. And even Emily Smith-Rowe can come in through and really play in a midfield three alongside Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka, or Thomas Partey and Odegaard, depending on how the manager is having his game plan and how he wants his game plan to be executed. So, to me, as things stand, I will believe that it's really bad for this young lad to be really out, but we want to see for how long is he going to be, and that is going to be told to us by Mikel Arteta as far as the game of football is really done and dusted, that of Man City, all before, because he will hold a press conference. And now, Arsenal players arrived yesterday night in Manchester City to see to it that they really prepare themselves for the game of Manchester City. So, City of Manchester, are they going to get 2 wins from 2 teams of Manchester in a period of 1 week? That is the only thing we are waiting for tonight, as Arsenal takes on a side known as Man City. Now, that is Bukayo Saka arriving. After the players arrived in the night, guess what? They walked around Manchester in the morning. As you see, Gabriel Magalhaes, this is the captain, Martin Odegaard, Thomas Partey, Marquinhos, Martinelli, Edin Nketiah, William Saliba, Matt Turner, trying to walk around the city of Manchester and really feeling the atmosphere, because teams do this. Granit Xhaka at the extreme end, you see him really taking a walk around Manchester City. That is the Arsenal team trying to tread alongside the streets of Manchester. Bukayo Saka and Matt Turner were really involved into this walk in Manchester. Then you see this is Granit Xhaka, and obviously this is this Zinchenko? So those were the players of Arsenal trying to walk around the city of Manchester to see to it that they really do the needful and really get themselves ready to beat or to tussle it out with Manchester City. Now, it will remember the last time they came to Manchester, they were beaten by 3-1, but I believe the Arsenal side is a more improved side. The last time they played City in the league at Etihad, they were beaten by 5-1. Remember, it was the second game they played it was the third game they played in the season of 2021-2022 after losing to Brentford, Chelsea, and then they were beaten 5-1. Remember in that game, Mikel Arteta went in for 5 defenders. We are waiting to see whether today he's going to go in for 5 or he's going to go in for Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. But remember, Yakub Kouya, the new signing of Arsenal, is with the squad down in Manchester. So your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below about Arsenal's 60 million bid for Caicedo rejected by Brighton. Emily Smith-Rowe injured and out for we don't know which period of time. Your reactions to that are welcome in the comment section below. Then what are your thoughts about Arsenal versus Man City, a game that is going to be played for 3 hours from now by the time of recording? Rokani David is my name. Rokani Media Football is the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. And how do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner, that's a place to be. There is a black button that has the word subscribe. Smash it. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time we upload a video onto our channel known as Rokani Media Football. So guys, thank you for watching in, guys. I really feel you, and thank you for subscribing. Let's grow deep in numbers and let's see 1,000 likes onto this video. Not so? That is possible. That is possible. And I hand you over to the Almighty Lord to bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later, my lovely, lovely mates. I'm out.